Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Mile 1 Center for St. John's Edge basketball. My name is Steve Power. I'll have the call of the game for you tonight. Flying solo tonight, the professor, Doug Partridge, is out molding the minds of young youth in basketball here in Newfoundland and Labrador. So you're going to have to put up with the not-so-sweet tones of my voice for this evening. We'll do our best to bring you all the action of this one. The St. John's Edge coming off a big win on Wednesday night versus Windsor. St. John's currently sitting in second place in the NBL. Going to tangle with the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. St. John's previous meeting was a loss to Kitchener on the road. The Edge certainly hoping for a different story at home, as no doubt so far the Edge are a big fan of the home cooking here at Mile 1. Hats off to the St. John's Edge staff, the pregame show there on the Jumbotron here at Mile 1. Fantastic job, and what an ovation the hometown Carl English received from these fans here tonight. Another good crowd on hand here tonight at Mile 1, as we see the ends of the arena starting to get some bums in the seats there. Fans are jacked. Everybody's ready to go. Kitchener-Waterloo, the Titans are in blue. Hometown Edge in white. St. John's with Johnson, Lee, English, Hinkle, and Glaze. Going to start the game off for Coach Jeff Dunlop, and he's St. John's Edge. Kitchener-Waterloo looking to get a road win here tonight. Led down the floor by number 1, Darren Duncan. Duncan kicks it inside for Russell Bird. Bird, big guy down low. He's going to kick it back out for Duncan. Duncan swings it across for Bird. Bird's blocked up top by Glaze. Ball goes out of town. And Bird almost ended up into the laps of a fan down there. Ball is turned over, though. Good defense there. A great step up by Grandy Glaze to cause that turnover. Johnson now bringing the ball down the floor. We'll see a lot of Alex Johnson here tonight. I see Rashawn Brodus just down there on the bench. Not sure how much we'll see him in action, if anything. Here's an offering from Hinkle from three-point land. That doesn't fall. Rebound picked up by Ahmad Starks. There's a long shot by Bird. That one's going to drop and fall, and Kitchener-Waterloo with the tray will open the scoring here tonight. Glaze for Des Lee. Lee, he's got to step on the defender. Lee goes to the hoop. Good job there by Darren Duncan not to draw a foul. Good defense by Kitchener-Waterloo. Duncan now on the outside. Duncan puts the ball to the floor. He's going to wait for some help to come up top. Ahmad Starks up top. Kicks it back for Duncan. Duncan down low. Into the hole. They put it for Derek Hall. Hall spins and drops the two-pointer. Grandy Glaze now for Johnson. Johnson's going to carry it up the floor. He's watched by Darren Duncan. St. John's look to get the offense kicking here. Going to put it over for Carl English. English up top, almost stripped. Ball comes to Desmond Lido. Johnson, under 10 seconds in the shot clock. St. John's looking to get the shot off. Down the corner for English. English shot is blocked. Good defense there once again by Kitchener-Waterloo. Ball moved over for Starks. Starks kicks it down low for Derek Hall. Hall back out top now for Starks again. Ahmad Starks. He of the light blue colored sneakers finds Hall. Hall with a little floater in the lane, and that's going to drop in. Kitchener jumping out in front here to a 7-0 lead here to start the game off. St. John's looking to get the offense going. Here's Lee. Lee guarded by Starks. Lee in for Hinkle. This is Hinkle's first touch. Hinkle's going to kick it outside for Johnson. Johnson penetrating. Johnson is upended on his way to the hoop. First foul call of the game goes against Kitchener-Waterloo. St. John's will get the shot clock reset to 14 inbound underneath the basket. Inbounds for Glaze. Glaze, good strong move to the hoop. Glaze on the rebound. Good job on the boards there by big number 55, double G, Grandy Glaze on the glass. Duncan for Kitchener-Waterloo. Swims it over for Tremar Sutherland. Sutherland is upended. We'll have a foul call. That one's going to go against Grandy Glaze. 9:14 left to go in this opening quarter. 7-2 early here for Kitchener-Waterloo, the Titans, on top of the edge. Starks now. Ahmad Sparks on the outside, guarded very tightly by Desmond Lee. Lee, bit of a body on Sparks. There's Sparks with the drive, couldn't get the fall. Offensive rebound, grabbed by Kitchener. Could not get it to drop, though, was Russell Bird. Quick transition opportunity here for St. John's. Trying to get to it. Desmond Lee almost took out the official on the sideline there. And in transition, Kitchener-Waterloo come back the other day. Cannot get it to fall. Seabeak number 35, Derek Hall, looking for the foul call inside. Did not get it, but Kitchener-Waterloo will maintain possession. Ball inbounded for Hall. Hall kicking it out for Sutherland. Sutherland inside, looking to get it back to Hall. Intercepted, though, by Grandy Glaze. Glaze, free move to the basket. Glaze will go up and under. And Glaze with the easy lay-in. Nice transition offense there by St. John's. Starks up top. He's looking to work the offense here for the Titans. Starks, long three-point attempt there, and he gets it to drop. Folks, he almost shot that one from Kitchener. That had to be about 10 feet out from the three-point line. That's some shot by Starks. St. John's are certainly not going to want that young man to heat up. Here's English now. English, leading scorer for the Edge, trying to find some room down the zone. English, good crossover dribble there, and he made that one look fairly elementary. Carl English drives to the hoop. A little bit of a smile on his face coming back there. Bird for Hall. Hall kicks it over in the corner. There's a three-point attempt. Big rebound grabbed, though, by Kitchener. Ball found its way into the hands of Hall. Hall posts up on Glaze. Hall spins it over for Sutherland. To the outside, there's a long three-point shot there. Wide open look, good ball movement by Kitchener. Just could not get it to drop, was Ahmad Starks. Johnson now. Johnson down the floor. Johnson looking to penetrate. Johnson does indeed penetrate. Just couldn't get it to drop. Tough luck there for the Edge point guard, Alex Johnson. Pass down low, and St. John's need to tighten up a little bit on defense here right now. Kitchener-Waterloo in transition looking very, very sharp. Johnson for English. English, he's going to settle things down. English almost got his pocket picked, though. Charles Hinkle lays one off the glass. Glaze goes up and grabs the rebound. Good job in the offensive boards for the Edge leading rebounder, Grandy Glaze. And he's going to go to the line to shoot two. 12-6. Kitchener-Waterloo leads St. John's with 6:43 left to go in the first quarter. Greg Morrow checking into the game now for Kitchener. And St. John's, was wondering if we'd see Brodus tonight, and indeed we do. Rashawn Brodus checks into the game. Brodus, a very, very good point guard. Sorely missed the other night in the Windsor game, but his ball handling skills do indeed come in handy for the Edge. Glaze showing a deft touch at the free throw line. He sinks the first one. Glaze steps up now for number two, and we see Ransford Brempong getting ready to check into the game. And Glaze's deft touch disappeared on the second attempt, and Brempong will step in. Glaze with a good start in this first quarter for the Edge. A couple of big rebounds and buckets for St. John's. Multiple substitutions now. Back the other way, we see Kevin Rogers going to make an appearance here for Kitchener-Waterloo. Offensive foul called down low. That one's going to go against Russell Bird. That's well away from the ball. Referee was Johnny on the spot there. Not going to get away with that one, away from the ball. Just trying to get some space, but had the referee looking right at him. Here's Johnson. Rashawn Brodus I will eventually stop mixing up Alex Johnson and Rashawn Brodus, folks. Shot by English. That one doesn't fall. Hinkle, good effort there for the rebound. Bremprong going to the floor to grab it. Chaos on the floor, but eventually Kitchener-Waterloo do come away with it. Good drive to the rim by Russell Bird there, and he is going to go for the and one. And very good effort offensively by St. John's trying to grab that rebound, but Kitchener come away with it, and Bird goes to the line, molested. Going to shoot the extra shot to complete the three-point play. 14-7, 6:10 remaining. Kitchener-Waterloo, the road team, off to a great start in this one. And we see Bird sink the three-point play. Brodus for Hinkle. Hinkle, he spins off a little screen up top, trying to get one to drop. Big rebound there by Desmond Lee. Lee comes out of nowhere to grab the rebound. English kicks it for Brodus. Brodus outside for Brempong. Bremprong, wide open look there. And that's a great set there by St. John's. Sure, that's been something they've been working on today in practice. Couldn't have drawn it up any better there for the coach. Rogers, look from the outside. They'll probably give Rogers that shot all night long. That's a long one for that young man. Comes up short. St. John's now. Brodus in for Brempong. Ramsey. Bremprong, he's got a bit of an open look, and he shows a touch again from the outside. Ramsford Bremprong, 2 for 2 off the bench here. St. John's clawing back now. Close the gap to a 4-point lead. Good drive trying to penetrate. Bird shows like he was going to shoot it from George Street there. He elected to fake in for Rogers. Outside now for Sutherland. He can't get that one to drop, and Charles Hinkle will pull down the rebound for the edge. Bremprong all alone underneath. Nice feed there from Rashawn Brodus to a wide open Ransford Bremprong. 6 unanswered points by Bremprong here tonight. Duncan out at the half court waiting for his mates to get something set up. Finds Greg Morrow. Morrow looking to put it inside for Rogers. Kicks it outside for Bird. Wide open the corner for 3. Bird got a good look at that one. Could not get it to drop though, and Bremprong does a great job with the defensive rebound. Des Lee goes to the basket, and he's fouled hard. Referee easy call for him on that one. That's going to send Desmond Lee to the line. We'll have a timeout call. 4:15 left in the first quarter. Kitchener-Waterloo 15, St. John's 13. Desmond Lee going to go to the line to shoot a couple. St. John's down 15-13 here in the first quarter. Hawes getting ready to check into the game for St. John's. Got to think that Hawes would be checking in for the shooter, Desmond Lee. Jerry and Henry makes his first appearance of the evening. We see Lee sink the first one from the line. One more to tie it up. Up and in there for Des Lee. Lee will make a little scoot to the bench. Job well done by Desmond there. All tied up at 15. Kitchener-Waterloo to take it out from the inbounds. Duncan. He'll nonchalantly bring the ball down the floor. Duncan up top, guarded by Brodus. There's a temporary switch by Bremprong. Good job by the edge there, switching off. Morrow trying to put it in for the big guy. Shot outside by Rogers. He managed to get that one to drop. That'll only be a 2 though, as his foot did touch the 3-point line. Jerry and Henry. Henry given all kinds of space for that long shot. Kicks it over for Haas. Haas, that's a tough shot there. But the Brigham Young graduate puts it down and gets St. John's back into a tie ball game. Rogers, Kevin Rogers, over for Morrow. Greg Morrow. Crossover dribble back for Rogers. Rogers showing some pretty good touch with the ball. Elects to drive this time. Rebound grabbed by the Titans was Morrow. A little bit of miscommunication there between Brempong and Henry. They banged into each other, and a loose ball came open. Jerry and Henry picks up the foul there. And that's going to send Morrow to the line for 2. Fans a little bit sleepy here tonight so far. We still see people coming into the building, actually. And they're just waiting for a reason for their hometown edge to get them up. Brodus now. Second shot was missed by Morrow. Brodus at half court. Brodus. Quick hands by Rashawn Brodus. Indeed. Here's Haas. Haas, he'll pull up for the jumper and gets that one to drop. And St. John's take their first lead of the game. That'll get a little rise from the crowd here at Mile 1. Duncan. Seems like Rogers is the man they're looking for here early on. Justin Hurt has checked into the game now. Hurt puts it for Hall. Hall, big man coming in. There's a soft touch on the hook. Couldn't get it to fall, though. Rebound grabbed by Rogers in Kitchener-Waterloo. Here's a shot by Duncan from 3-point range, and that one's going to drop. And the offensive rebounds hurting St. John's a little bit right now. Brodus tries a spin move, can't hold on to that one. That's going to come out of bounds. Wally Ellison's going to check into the game now for Carl English. And Ahmad Starks coming back in for Kitchener-Waterloo. Starks for Hall, back to Starks. Starks going to kick it outside for Morrow. Moore down for Rogers. Rogers had a step on Brempong momentarily. Jerry and Henry reaches in and grabs it. Jump ball, I believe, called there. Possession arrow is indeed going to St. John's. So they will take possession. Good aggressive play there by Henry to get a hold of that ball and not get nailed for the foul. Brodus, guarded once again by Starks. Kicked in for Haas. Haas had a little bit of a lane to go through. Caught Brempong by surprise there. I think Brempong thought he was going to have a shot. He kicked it outside to Ransford. He wasn't quite ready for that one. Kitchener-Waterloo make him pay. And there's a turnover by St. John's. Brodus zigged where Brempong thought he was going to zag. That's a turnover for the edge. Brandy Glaze now checks back in for the edge. Out for Starks. Starks kicks it in for Hurt. Hurt. Rogers kicks to the outside. Likes to go down low for Hall. Hall posts up on Henry. Good defense there by Jerry and Henry, but another offensive rebound for Kitchener and another rebound for Kitchener. Kitchener-Waterloo owning the boards here so far. Hall in for Rogers. Rogers spins and fades away. Jerry and Henry got a piece of that one for the deflection. Good defense there by Jarian. Open look for Haas. Can't get it to fall. Henry goes down awkwardly there. Henry still down on the floor, getting up slowly is Henry. Seems to be okay. That looked a little strange there. The big guy went down awkwardly there. We're going to see Jaron Skeet check into the game now for Brodus. Henry is indeed going to stay in. Folks, that looked a little nasty at the beginning. Good to see the young man up. 1:12 left to go here in the opening quarter. 23-19. Kitchener-Waterloo over the edge. Morrow. He's going to put the ball to the floor, guarded by Ellenson. Ellenson closes the lane off, not letting Morrow in. There's a steal by Henry, and the big fella puts the ball to the floor. Oh, for Haas, and Haas goes hard to the basket. Nice feed there from Jarian Jackpot Henry, and Haas with his third in this quarter. And gotta say, this is the best we've seen Tyler Haas so far here in the St. John's Edge lineup. Haas with a chance to bring the Edge back to within one. Haas gets the and one to complete. 23-22. Here's a long shot by Hurt. Hurt's going to get called for the travel, though, before the shot. Coach not too happy about that call, and he's having a little discussion with the official about it, Coach Langis. Not going to change his mind. St. John's will take possession, down by one. Skeet, the lone point guard in here for St. John's right now. Skeet going to be the man to bring the ball up the floor. Skeet outside for Henry. Henry puts it to the floor. He takes a shot from a distance outside. Probably could have had a better shot selection there. Ball comes down. There's a wide open look for Kitchener. Once again, offensive rebound. Greg Morrow goes in, and Morrow gone down, holding on to his facial area. Might have took a bit of a shot there from someone going up to the glass. Story of this one, folks, tight game, but the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans owning the offensive glass right now. St. John's will need to tighten up on that one for sure. About a 10-second differential in the shot clock and the game clock. Ahmad Starks holds on now. He's guarded by Skeet. Starks up top. He's waiting for the pick to come out. Starks will get it. Starks shucks and drives his way inside, and he puts a nice floater through in the lane. St. John's will call a timeout. 14.5 remaining. 25-22. Titans over the edge. Edge going to play for the last shot of this opening quarter, down by 3. Coach Denlap working hard down there in the huddle on the timeout. Going to set up a play here for this last shot. Animated discussion going on between one of the officials and Jarian Henry. Not quite sure what that could be about. So, Grandy Glaze on the inbound. Going to put it in to Skeet. Skeet will carry it up the floor. We see Hinkle check back into the game here for the Edge. Skeet throws one to the outside for Hinkle. A little bit of a broken play there, but Hinkle does hold on. Hinkle trying to penetrate in for Glaze. Glaze gets it to drop at the buzzer, and he gets the foul for the three-point play. That play right there, folks, that's all about Charles Hinkle Hinkle finding Glaze, and Glaze with the strength to go in and finish it off. 25-24 after the first quarter. Kitchener-Waterloo, St. John's Edge, tangle up in a good one here tonight, folks. On again tomorrow night here at Mile 1, 7 o'clock. If you're in the St. John's area, get down and get a seat. Great entertainment for the whole family here at Mile 1. We'll take a break and be right back with the second quarter. Second quarter underway. Thought Glaze might have been fouled on that last one, but no foul call. Basket did count, though, as it went in just before the buzzer sounded. Here's English. English shot from three-point line. Can't get that one to drop. Carl will take the rebound, hand it off to him from Desmond Lee. Lee trying to kick it in for Brempong. And Brempong couldn't get a hand on that one. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and that will be Titans ball. Here's Duncan. Out for Starks. Starks puts over for Morrow. Morrow to the outside there. There's a long shot. That's got nothing but air on it there. Kitchener-Waterloo looking to say to the official to say it was touched. No touch on that one, young man. That is just a turnover. Alex Johnson brings the ball down the floor now for St. John's. Offensive foul called on the inside. I believe that one's going to go against Ranford Brempong. Referee looking to get the number on him, and it is indeed the big guy. And that's one each way now. We've seen a real battle for real estate down low in the paint. No quarter taken here by anybody tonight. It's all bets off. Referee's doing a pretty good job keeping it tight. Hurt kicks it outside for Hall. There's a long shot by Hall. That one's going to bounce out. Sorry, that was Russell Bird. Couldn't get that one to fall. Johnson in for Brempong. Brempong, little touch, and up and down it goes. Ransford Brempong drops the points in for the Edge. Nice pass there from Alex Johnson. Bird kicks it over to Hurt. Hurt guarded by Lee. Lee doing a great job keeping him to the outside. Shot clock approaching 5 seconds. Kitchener-Waterloo looking to get inside. Bird finds a way in there, but can't get it to drop. Carl English grabs the rebound for St. John's. Johnson wide open up top. Alex Johnson with the shot. And we got Brempong called again for an offensive foul in the paint. That's probably going to be the third on the big guy. You see the official giving a quick explanation to the St. John's bench. Henry's going to check back into the game for St. John's now. Still a discussion with the official. Not going to change his 9, guys. Call's made. Bird for Hurt. Hurt had a pretty aggressive screen, picked him by Hall. Hurt goes hard to the hoop, but he comes up a little bit short there. St. John's in transition. Lee for Johnson. Johnson in the lane for Henry. I think we got a technical foul call against Coach Sturgis, and he is just going off down there on the officials. Wow. St. John's fans getting on the case of the bench here, still talking about the one where Hurt went to the basket. So Carl English is going to go shoot the line. He'll shoot the technical. St. John's will get a free shot at one here and get the ball back. English with a rare, and I mean rare, folks, miss from the foul line for Carl English. Edge ball, though, at the half court. 9:54 left to go here in the second quarter. Edge lead by 1. Johnson. Henry trying to post up on the outside to give him a little pick. That one doesn't go to. Henry backs off. Now Carl English takes it outside. English spinning away. Kicks it over to a wide open Desmond Lee. Lee puts a little bit of liquid Drano on that one. And he drops the 3 ball from the outside. St. John's with a 4-point lead now. Kitchener just backing into the basket. Good job in the offensive boards. Just couldn't get it to drop again from Derek Hall. Another long 3-point attempt there. And this time it's Carl English putting it down. And St. John's have opened up their largest lead of the game. It's 32-25, 9:15 left to go. We'll have a timeout here from the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Play back underway now. Kitchener-Waterloo doing the great job on the offensive board, just not getting them to fall on their second chance opportunities. Edge bending but not breaking on defense here right now. Here's Kevin Rogers. Rogers backing Henry into the bank. Rogers gets that one to drop. Got a little bit of English on that one. He managed to get the fall. Johnson now for St. John's. Alex Johnson takes it up the floor. Hard screen thrown there. Not quite sure where we're going to get the call. We see the officials conferring. Think that one's going to go against the Titans. Tremar Sutherland. That was a hard foul on English. St. John's ball. Alex Johnson on the inbound. A referee telling him to wait and not quite ready to go yet. Not quite sure what the delay is. Oh, we got Charles Hinkle tying up his shoe. Can't play with your shoes untied, folks. Here we go. Johnson on the inbounds. Going to kick it out for Des Lee. Here's Lee, going to get it back to Johnson now. Johnson steps up out top and sets up shop. Johnson now for Henry. Henry looking to get it into English. Nothing going there. Henry, he's got an open look to the lane. Henry brought it in there, just couldn't get the foul. St. John's couldn't drop it. Duncan now the other way. Duncan for Bird. Bird puts it out for Rogers. Rogers mid-lane jumper, and he'll put that one down through the hoop with ease. I was here today, folks, watching the St. John's practice earlier in the day. You can certainly see what Coach Dunlap was working on. It has been working for St. John's here tonight. They're just not getting some of these open looks to fall, and they're layups, and they're the ones that are, you don't want those to come back and haunt you later on. 32-29, St. John's over Kitchener-Waterloo. 8:09 left to go in the first half. English takes the inbound pass. English outside. He's guarded by Tremere Sutherland. English trying to walk around the pick. Double team, gets it down low to Henry. Henry kicks it out for Lee. And Desmond Lee again from the outside. Good ball movement there and great recognition by Carl English to read the double team and move that ball. Good job there by the edge. Russell Bird on the outside. He's going to move it over for Ahmad Starks. Starks takes a long three-ball attempt. He makes that one look relatively easy, dropping it from way outside. Lee. That one falls a little short though for St. John's. Desmond Lee got a little bit too hot for a second there. Got brought back down to reality with that one. We got another offensive foul called. That one's going to go against Kevin Rogers as Johnson was knocked off the ball. I think that's the fourth or fifth offensive foul here tonight. 7:21, 3-point lead for the Edge. That's Kevin Rogers picking up his third foul here early in this one. And we've got another foul. The illegal picks going on. Glaze getting called for that one. Coach Dunlap doesn't like that. We see Tyler Haas going to check back into the game for St. John's. Haas with 3 for 4 in that first quarter. And St. John's certainly like to see that young man heat up. Inbounded by the Titans. Duncan controlling up top for Sutherland. Sutherland shakes off Haas. Sutherland brings it to the paint, but he's triple teamed there. No possible way he can find room. Hinkle catches, shoots, and he drops one from away downtown there. Charles Hinkle put it in from room 234 at the Delta next door. Duncan throws one outside. That's a turnover right through the hands of Bird. Little bit of Butterfingers Bird going on over there. St. John's will take possession once again. 6-point lead for the Edge. Here's Johnson. Johnson's going to bring it down the floor. Glaze a little bit more tentative setting up the pick this time. Hinkle picks it up on the outside. Hinkle drives the loop with the left hand. That's a tough putback. Almost goes, but rebound by the Titans. Duncan, open look, almost fell with the ball. Starks leaving his dribble. He's going to kick it down low for Hall. Hall, big guy inside. That's a good bucket there by Derek Hall. Johnson now. Johnson back down. Hinkle trying to get a bit of room underneath. Grandy Glaze is going to put it down to the floor. And Grandy Glaze saying, look out. Clear the track. Here comes Shaq. Grandy Glaze right to the hoop for St. John's. Duncan outside. Swings it all the way around. Here's Hall. Hall isolated with Glaze down low. That ball was out of bounds. Got by the official. Play continues. And nice shot there by Hall from mid-range. Kitchener-Waterloo won't go away. St. John's trying to open something up here. But the Titans answering right back. Here's Johnson. Johnson to the inside, trying to kick it outside. Hinkle will get a hand on that one, save it for the Edge. Hinkle into low for Johnson. Alex Johnson hits one from the corner. Superman flying in the corner for the Edge. There's a long attempt there. That's stolen. St. John's coming to the hoop. Johnson with the slam. Superman going flying through the air on that one. The 3-0 for St. John's, and they open up their biggest lead of the game at 9. Tremere Sutherland, he drives the lane, gets fouled. Can't get it to drop, though. Alex Johnson, what were we saying the other night? The young man needs to shoot a little more. He had no problem there on the 3-0, flying through the air. All he was missing was his red cape. Timeout called, 5:01 left to go. St. John's 45, Kitchener-Waterloo 36. Second half so far been very good to the home team, St. John's Edge. Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Tremere Sutherland going to make a trip to the charity stripe right now. And he will shoot two. His team down by 9. Comes up a little bit short in the first one. And the fans here at Mile 1 letting Mr. Sutherland know what they think of his efforts, which apparently isn't very much. Johnson at the half court, had to be careful there. Johnson definitely brings it over the line, puts it into the hands of Desmond Lee. Ball chipped out of bounds, though intercepted. Grandy Glaze no choice but to touch it out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover. Kitchener-Waterloo with the opportunity to come back the other way now. Here's Bird. Bird for Duncan, going to kick it back to Bird. Bird shooting from way outside there. These guys aren't afraid to put the ball up. Lee puts it down to the floor. Lee loses the dribble, kicks it out to Johnson, though. Johnson stops and settling thing down for the edge. Johnson in for Hinkle. Hinkle, he's got a shot, contested, though. Desmond Lee with a nice rebound there. Lee with a circus-like shot trying to put it up. He gets fouled and down. He's waiting for his teammates to give him a hand up, but that's a very cagey rebound there by Desmond Lee. 3 blue shirts just waiting for the ball to come, and Lee out of nowhere snatches it up. So Des Lee, for his efforts, will get a trip to the foul line. Wally Ellenson checks back into the game. He's going to take out Charles Hinkle. Lee, he put a little bit of body language on that shot. He didn't like how it left his hand, but he seemed to will it through the hoop for the edge. St. John's now with their largest lead of the game at 10. And Lee gets the second one to drop. Desmond Lee going to check on the game now for Rashawn Brodus, who's back in. Now I'm in trouble. I got Alex and Rashawn in at the same time. Brodus and Johnson. They'll operate the backcourt for the edge. Morrow up top. Morrow's going to kick it over for Duncan. Duncan guarded by Brodus. Brodus, good job there. Setting up on the speedy Duncan. Ball kicked to the outside. Good movement here by Kitchener-Waterloo. Ball down low is going to be a battle for it. That'll be a jump ball if there ever was one, but it gets moved, and the edge managed to come away with a steal. Is Rashawn Brodus. Good hustle there. Johnson, wide open look from the outside, and Alex Johnson is on fire here tonight, folks. Only the other night we were saying the big guy got to shoot a little more, and he is shooting the lights out here tonight. 50-36. Edge lead, 3:51 remaining. .351 left in the first half. St. John's Edge enjoying a 14-point lead at the time. Here's Duncan now for Kitchener-Waterloo, leading the offense for the Titans. Titans looking to kick it into the big fella, Derek Hall, and Hall drops his 13th point of the night. Derek Hall doing pretty good damage for the Titans on the inside. Brodus up top. Waiting for Ellenson come around. Brodus elects to put it in for Ransford Brempong. Back for Brodus. Brodus into the lane. Brodus with the floater up off the glass. And it's a tale of two cities here. St. John's really getting it done with the backcourt here for their team. And Kitchener-Waterloo electing to go down on the inside. Hall leans on Brempong there, and he gets it to drop. St. John's need to find an answer for Derek Hall, leading all scorers right now with 15 points in this one. Brodus turns it over for Duncan. Duncan comes back the other way, waits for his teammates to come inside. It kicks it out for Bird. Bird, long three-point attempt, but the only thing that got on it was precipitation as it came down, and nothing but air on that for the Titans. Carl English checks back into the game, taking out, I believe it's Alex Johnson. And indeed it is. Every dog has his day, folks. I got one right. Brodus, guarded by Duncan. Duncan's been all over Brodus most of the night. Outside for Brempong. There's a long distance shot from the big man outside. He catches iron in that one. Can't get it to fall. Rebound grab by Hurt. Here's Hurt. Hurt into the lane, and he takes a smack there. We'll see if he's going to go to the line for two. Basket counts, and Hurt indeed going to the line. And that's a quick move by Hurt. Des Lee picks up his second foul of the game. And that's one of them ones there. The guy had him beat. He's trying to make him pay, I guess, going to the hoop. Hurt can't finish the and one. And the foul line not too friendly to the visitors here tonight. Duncan, a little bit of embellishment here, saying Brodus pushed him off. Brodus still handles the ball out for Brempong. Over for English. English is fouled. And Duncan knew right away he got tagged with that one. No complaining on that call there. 2:04 left to go here in the opening half. 52-42 for the home squad, the St. John's Edge. Brodus on the inbounds. A little bit of pushing and shoving out there. Ball finds the hands of English. English guarded by Hurt. English keeps the dribble. Shot from three-point land. Rebound pops out to Carl. And Carl will make the most of that opportunity. Kisses the rebound off the glass. And drops it for St. John's. Hurt and English. Little something going here. Hurt drives down the inside. That ball is deflected out of bounds by Ellenson. 15 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Titans. Titans on the inbound. Kick it out for Hurt. Hurt now guarded by Desmond Lee. Lee and English switch off. Ball put to the inside. Denied there by Bemprong. Bemprong does a good job there to knock it to the outside. Shot clock at 9 for the Titans. Little discussion now who's going to inbound. Coach trying to get some instructions down there. Finally he's going to be Hurt. Hurt just lobs one up in the air for the big guy Hall. Morrow guarded tightly by English. Hall on the outside. Tries to put it through, and that's going to be St. John's ball. Duncan's feet were on the line when he touched it. Great defense there by the St. John's edge. Coach Dunlap got to be very happy with that possession. Here's Brodus. Brodus down the floor. Rashawn Brodus looking pretty good after missing the last game. Bemprong on the inside. Brempong can't get it to drop though. Kitchener-Waterloo bringing it down the floor is Hurt. Hurt pulls up to the outside for Hall. Jerry and Henry with a steal. Here comes Henry, but he drops it back for Lee. The fans were getting ready to go up here, but the big guy dropped it off. And now Henry's going to take a foul in the paint, and that one is not going to endear him to the coaching staff there. Great steal by Jarian. A little bit of a poor decision on offense, then he takes a foul, but that's the way it goes sometimes, folks. These young men are athletes, and they're, no one's perfect. Jarian Henry, probably easy, one of the more entertaining players we've seen here at Mile 1 for sure. And I'm willing to bet the next time if he got a chance to bring it to the rack, he's going all the way. Into the last minute here, 54-42 St. John's. The floor crew down there just doing some maintenance in the key area. All is well now. And we're going to have a substitution, late substitution. Vasily Kirchich coming into the game for the Edge. Here come the Titans. Duncan up the floor. Kirchich right away got caught in the switch out top. He gets back though. Ball put to the inside to Hall, and that's a sweet little bit of ball movement there by the Titans as Hurt finishes it off with the flush. Brodus. Going to be a two-shot game here at the end. Here's Brodus. Brodus looking to penetrate. Brodus kicks it outside for English. English catch, shoots, can't get it to drop though. Kirchich with the rebound, can't get the foul, but he does get the harm. And Vasily with a great job there grabbing that offensive board, and that is one of the reasons why the Edge have signed this young man on. 25 seconds remain in the opening half, and Kirchich gonna go to the line for St. John's. Kirchich sinks the first shot. Looks pretty good doing it for the big man. He's second from the charity stripe. That one's going to drop for the bucket. St. John's restore the 12-point lead. Duncan down the floor for Kitchener-Waterloo. Duncan has played a ton here tonight for the Titans. Duncan guarded tightly by Brodus. Duncan talking to the official, turns it over for Brodus. Brodus in for the layup, and he is fouled hard by Morrow on that. Morrow with a good hard foul there. Nothing dirty about that, folks. That's basketball. That's going to put Brodus to the line with 5 seconds remaining. And the Titans not going to let St. John's have anything for free here tonight. I'm going to make a comment about Duncan. I'm not sure if I can get access how many minutes he's played, but he has been on the floor and running and carrying the ball a lot for the Titans here tonight. Brodus on the line. Steps up. Gets the second one to drop. And St. John's hopefully going to finish the half here with their biggest lead of the ball game. Brodus guarding tightly on Hurt. Brodus, though, with the foul call there. Brodus not happy about that call. Brodus will get tagged with it. 1 second remain. And I believe that's going to put them in the bonus. That's a tough foul there. He's 55 feet away from the basket. Takes the foul, though, and Hurt will go to the line. Brodus talking to the coach saying, hey, it wasn't me, coach. I'm with you, big fella. Hurt drains the first one. He'll set up for number 2. Carl English way down the other end, just in case something could spring up, but he's guarded by the big man Hall, so not much of a chance of the ball going that way. Ball is dropped there. Henry trying to get it downtown for English. English catches, fires, and that one nowhere near the hoop, but nonetheless, St. John's, after the first half of play, with a relatively comfortable 57-46 lead over the Kitchener Waterloo Titans. We'll be back for the call of the second half. Second half underway. Kitchener-Waterloo with possession. Can't get the ball to drop, though. St. John's looking to get back to the offense. Pretty impressive 57-point first half for the Edge. 57-46 over Kitchener. Lee in for Glaze. Glaze didn't like the real estate that was available in there. Kicks it out for Hinkle. Hinkle shot, can't get the drop. Good rebound there by Desmond Lee. Johnson to the inside, he can't penetrate. Lee comes in like a bat out of hell, looking for that rebound. English, tough shot there, gets it to drop though, and St. John's in what I could best describe as tenacious on offense there, and Coach Jeff Dunlap applauding with his approval for the Edge. Best rebounding so far this game by St. John's on that possession right there. Kitchener-Waterloo, Duncan trying to drive through. He gets upended and there'll be a foul. Duncan will take it underneath the glass. Alex Johnson gets tagged with that foul. Ball's inbounded. Duncan putting it in for Hall. Hall with a nice touch there in the big ran. And I tell you what, folks, Derek Hall is keeping Kitchener-Waterloo in this one almost all by himself. Hall with 17 points here early in this opening third quarter. Lee outside for English. English guarded by Bird up top. English looking for a little bit of separation. English goes to the lane. English draws some contact in that one. That foul is going to go against Bird. Not sure if English will go to the line on it or not. He was on penetration, wasn't shooting though. Russell Bird picks up his second personal foul of the game. 59-48 St. John's here. 10-15 left to go in the third quarter. Johnson on the inbounds. English is the guy they're looking to feed. It'll come out high for Carroll. English, ball to the floor. English pick up top, trying to spread Grandy Glaze down low. Johnson kicks it back out for English. Shot clock to 5 seconds for St. John's. English pulls up just inside the three-point line. Can't get it to drop. Hinkle got tangled up with Southern down low. And we got Lee and Duncan having some words with each other down there. Hall once again drives to the hoop. He's going to get the foul. And Lee and Starks talking to each other now. I think it was Lee and Starks, not Lee and Duncan. Certainly having an animated discussion there. I don't think Ahmad Starks is asking Lee where the best place to get fish and chips in St. John's is. We got to assume they're talking about something else for sure. Derek Hall going to go to the line. English is coming out. English took some contact there from Hall. Got a little bit of a leaky faucet around the nose there as we see Tyler Hawes check back into the game for the Edge. Pretty sure we might have a timeout call here now by Coach Jeff Dunlap. I'm going to talk things over early in this third quarter. St. John's 59, Kitchener-Waterloo 50. We'll be right back. Timeout over now. Just want to remind folks, if you're out there listening, we're live and interactive here. You can check in with me on Twitter. Twitter handles @StevePowerNL. You want to get your comments or thoughts on the game, we'll get them out there on the air for you. Remember, folks, you got to keep it clean. 9:51 left to go, third quarter. 59-50, St. John's. Derek Hall to the line for Kitchener-Waterloo. Hall putting together a nice little game here now, approaching 20 points for the Titans. Hey, the floor crew here for St. John's tonight are getting a workout. Those young men with the dust mops down there, they are certainly going hard. A lot of bodies going to the floor. Real estate at a premium out there. Both teams playing really hard here tonight in this opening of the two-game set. St. John's and Kitchener-Waterloo. Alex Johnson up the floor. Johnson picks up off the dribble, puts it down low for Glaze. Glaze guarded by Hall. He's going to kick him out for Johnson. Johnson trying to step around Duncan. Back out for Glaze. Glaze to the rack. Glaze managed to find his way inside. Could not get it to drop. Here's Hall. Hall picks up off the dribble. Going to kick it outside for Bird. Bird. He steps up and nonchalantly hits the three shot. They're going to give it to him. I'll take it, he says. Kitchener-Waterloo going on a little bit of a run here, trying to get back into it. Glaze to the line. That's a tough shot there. Randy Glaze runs up against the wall of Hall, but he gets it to foul for St. John's. The wall of Hall gets it to foul. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Here's Duncan. Duncan slashing through the lane, and Duncan will easily come in. And game opening up here. Neither team interested in defense right now. Back and forth going on. Glaze now going to settle things down. He wants Haas to come out for the ball. Haas does indeed come out and pick it up. Haas finds Hinkle. Hinkle into the lane. Hinkle goes in. He lays it off the glass. Good drive there by Charles. Hinkle hoops Hinkle. Starks. Quick move on Lee. Starks goes in. He gets the finger roll to drop. And right away, the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans answering basket for basket right away. Glaze looked like he was going to try to go right down Main Street on that one. Then he looked up and saw Derek Hall. Haas for Hinkle. Hinkle upended there by Bird. Bird not too happy with that one, but his feet were moving. That's a good call by the official. And Hinkle will go to the foul line. That's going to be Bird's. That is indeed his third of the game. Bird, but the third is the word. 8:04 left to go here in the third quarter. St. John's 63, Kitchener-Waterloo 58. Charles Hinkle to the foul line. Hinkle steps up and he'll drain his first from the charity stripe. English still on the bench getting some repairs. I believe he might have been cut. I see the trainer working feverishly down there trying to fix him up. Here comes Duncan. Duncan talked a little earlier about how much Duncan's played tonight, but he's pushing the pace. There's no let off on the gas pedal for him. Duncan finds Hall, and Hall once again lays one in off the glass for the Titans. Johnson for Haas. Haas trying to find some space. Haas kicks it inside for Hinkle. Hinkle outside, a wide open Des Lee. Lee couldn't get that one to fall. Good rebound there by Brempong. Another rebound by St. John's. Lee couldn't hold on to that one. St. John's doing a pretty good job in the offensive glass there. A lot better if that outside shot would fall. 7:32 left, 65-60, St. John's. Starks now. He's going to bring the ball up the floor. Duncan over to talk to the coach, get some direction there. Brempong almost got caught up top, but he does go down low. Des Lee is going to be called with a body foul there on Starks. That will not be a shooting foul, but we'll have Jarian Henry's going to check into the game now for the Edge. Henry checks in for Hinkle. Darren Duncan on the inbounds now, out for Ahmad Starks. Starks takes a long three-point attempt. Hall got a hand on it, couldn't get it to fall though. Desmond Lee back in transition for St. John's. Lee inside for Henry. Henry posts up on Bird. Henry comes around gets the foul, and Hall was looking for a little traveling there. Derek Hall, a big fan of CCR. He likes the traveling band, but they aren't playing here tonight. It's Jerry and Jackpot Henry with the kiss off the glass, and he'll go to the line for the M1. Henry trying to complete the three-point play from the line now. Henry steps up, and he'll put a little liquid Drano on that one to complete the flush. Here's Duncan. Duncan gets a step on Haas. Johnson there to help out. Hall sinks one from downtown. Derek Hall is doing it from the inside and the outside here for the Titans. Here's Haas. Haas tries to find a little room. Haas kisses one high off the glass. Hall was there. Gets his rebound outside for Desmond Lee. Little fortunate there for the edge. Tyler Haas follows through with it, and Lee nails the open jumper. Here's Morrow. Morrow wide open from the other side. He had a good look, but he was a little too far out there. Lee drives into the paint. Lee runs into a wall of blue shirts there. Johnson outside for Haas. Haas over for Brempong. Brempong to Johnson. Johnson top of the key. Johnson will put a floater up. Can't get it to fall though. Shot clock was the enemy of Johnson there. Henry tied up with Hall down low, and Henry's been on the floor tonight more than the mops here at Mile 1. Every time you look at Jerry and Henry, he is going hard for the ball. .607. Foul was against the Titans there, actually. Henry's a little bit of a character. He's banging into bodies down low. He looks like one of the Keystone Cops down in the key there. St. John's nonetheless on the inbounds. It's going to be Johnson. Johnson needs to get it out. Finally does. Gets it out for Henry. Henry back in for Johnson. Johnson off the glass. Kicks it in. And Jerry and Henry with good vision for a big man down low. Henry and Morrow, they're really tangled up with each other. Overside. Sorry, that's Arsenault. Arsenault's checked in the game here for Kitchener-Waterloo. Good battle going on between Brempong and Hall. Hall takes it, posts up on the big man. Out for Arsenault. Arsenault couldn't handle that pass. Fortunately bounced in the hand for Duncan. Duncan couldn't get it in past Henry. Good defense there by the edge, and the shot clock violation is called. St. John's get the ball back, up by 10 with 5:36 left to go here in this third quarter. All set, back to go here at the Mile 1 Center. St. John's Edge basketball. St. John's 73, Kitchener-Waterloo Titans 63 here with 5:36 left to go in the third quarter. St. John's Alex Johnson going to bring the ball down the floor for the Edge. Johnson to Ransford Bemprong. Bemprong back for Johnson. Johnson kicking it down low to the big guy. Bemprong looking to get it for Jerry and Henry. Henry finds Des Lee. Lee goes up for the basket. He gets the foul. Lee will go to the line. Good ball movement there by St. John's. I like that. Coach Doug Plum just getting up and giving Jerry and Henry the high five from the bench. I tell you what, this guy Jerry and Henry, he is a bundle of energy, and it feeds to the St. John's team. Lee going to the line. Denzel James going to check into the game, I believe, for the first time for Kitchener-Waterloo in this night. Coach George going to the bench here. Still lots of time left to go in this one. 10 points is nothing here at mile one. So St. John's want to keep going. Lee missed the first one from the line. Second one manages to drop. And Amod Starks will come back up the floor for Kitchener-Waterloo. Here's Starks now. Starks guarded by Alex Johnson. Ball moved across. Down low for Hall. Hall posted up by Henry. Henry, Hall. Hall can't get a drop. He gets the offensive rebound, though, and manages to get the putback to the hoop. Johnson under some pressure right away from James. James, a lot of energy just coming off the bench for Kitchener-Waterloo. Bemprong. There's a pass for Haas, and Haas, he hasn't had a whole lot of minutes tonight, but I tell you what, that young man has shot very, very well for St. John's. Tyler Haas. He's 4 for 6 from the field. Justin Hurt kicks it across. Ball chips out of bounds. That will stay in favor of the Titans. Carl English checking back into the game for Desmond Lee. Another good game for Desmond Lee here tonight. Des Lee looked real good the other night, and he's put together another fine performance this evening for St. John's. Sturt. Hurt. Long shot there by Hurt. That one rattling in and out. Haas is going to stop it. He'll step up the line and drops the three ball again. And Tyler Haas showing he may be another weapon here for the St. John's Edge. We can see Derek Hall having a discussion with the officials saying Henry's holding him on. And the officials tell him he believes differently, and that's the way it goes. 80-65, 15-point lead for the Edge. Playback underway. Duncan's going to bring it up the floor for Kitchener-Waterloo. Duncan in for Hall. Hall, nice backdoor feed there for Hurt, and that's a nice basket there by the Titans. Johnson for St. John's. Johnson, Brempong, Hawes, English, and Henry on the floor for the Edge. Here's Johnson from the outside, and Alex Johnson, similar to Hawes, having a great shooting night here for the Edge. Here's Alex Johnson. Duncan. Putting it in for James. James guarded by English. James down low. Putting in for Greg. Sorry, that's Kevin Rogers. Rogers gets the ball to fall. Rogers, a little bit of a bounce off the glass there. Gets it to fall, though, for the Titans. Johnson's going to come back the other way for St. John's now. Here's Alex Johnson. Johnson in for Henry. Henry leaves the ball back into the hands of Johnson. Johnson down low for Henry. Henry just about to travel there, and you can see the big fella point to himself, say, my bad. Alex Johnson with the foul there. No shot. Johnson's going to check out of the game now for Jaron Skeet. Will check in. Bird's coming back in for Kitchener. Hall's going to get a break, and I tell you what, St. John's would love seeing Hall having a break. Pretty much the only players really hurt the Titans. The edge tonight has been the Titans. Derek Hall leading all scorers with 27 points in this one. Hurt. Inbounds for Duncan. Duncan guarded by Skeet now. Bird's checked in the game, and he's going to match up with Jarian Henry. Nice drive to the hoop. Henry comes around the back for the swat. Foul is called, though. Don't believe it was on Henry. Might be on Bremprong down low. Ransford Bremprong with the foul. And that's going to send Kevin Rogers to the line. Nope. They say the foul is going to go against Haas, not Bremprong. Morrow checks back in the game and replaces James. We see Charles Hinkle now coming off the bench. Hinkle's going to come in for Ransford Bremprong. Kevin Rogers to the line. For Kitchener, Rogers thinks the first one. You got to think Kitchener's going to want to go on a little bit of a run here in the late stages of this third quarter. You want to be close going into four. St. John's, pretty good fourth quarter team overall. Rogers goes up, and he's 2 for 2 from the line as he makes both. St. John's miss at the other end. Ball's pulled down by Rogers. Going to move it back up for Morrow. Morrow has that lane sealed by English. No room for him to go there. Kicks it in for Rogers. Rogers posts up on Henry. Henry, quick hands, knocks it out of his hand. Rogers inside. Good move there. He managed to come down, and the Titans hanging around here, getting back to within 10. Skeet for Hinkle. Hinkle. Backdoor feed for Haas. Haas just couldn't get a hold of that one. Boots it to the other side. Kickball called, and that will come back to the Titans. Desmond Lee comes in now for Haas. And folks, you can see it. This Haas, he's going to be a player. Once he gets the systems figured out, don't forget, he literally just joined his team this week. So once he gets things figured out here, I think he's going to be a fine weapon for the St. John's Edge squad. Duncan in for Rogers. Rogers backs into Henry. Rogers trying to back the big fella off. Henry once again showing the hands. Got a little bit too overzealous there, and Rogers knocks it down. Lee now. Kitchener-Waterloo, got to be impressed. They're putting these points on the board without Derek Hall in the game. Great job here by the Titans. Over for English now. English in for Lee. That's a great pass in for Desmond Lee. Lee got behind Rogers, and he goes up and lays it off the glass. Good feed there from Carl English. Duncan out for Bird. Back to Duncan. Duncan. No one down in the paint. All perimeter here for Kitchener-Waterloo. There's a long shot, and they're going to give it to Rogers, and he will take it. No hands up in the face from Henry there. Skeet down the floor, and this is just a run that the Titans wanted. Back to within 8. Good feed there by Henry, though, to Desmond Lee, and Lee gets the easy penetration bucket there for the Edge. Duncan kicks it outside for Bird. Bird out to Rogers. Rogers shot. That misses wildly, and St. John's will take possession. St. John's with a chance now to finish the quarter. 4-second differential between the game and shot clock. Chance for the Edge to open back the lead again. Skeet calling for English to come out and take the ball. English does so. English, little body here from Hurt. English steps back from behind the line. Can't get it to drop though. And Carl is just struggling these past few nights from behind the lane. But he's such a professional, such a good player. He's helping the Edge in so many other ways. Here's a drive to the hoop. No basket, says the official. 1.8 seconds left. That ball's going to go to the outside. Looks like the foul's going to go against Jaron Skeet. English picks up his second of the game. So Kitchener-Waterloo trying to get it under 10 here at the end of the third quarter. Let's see what they've set up off the inbounds. Rogers, guarded by Henry. Rogers goes up. Henry, good defense, straight up and down. Rogers pleading his case to the ref there. You've got nothing there, young man. He was straight up and down. No contact. Fourth quarter coming up. St. John's 87. Kitchener-Waterloo Titans 77. You're watching St. John's Edge basketball. We'll be back for the call to fourth. Fourth quarter underway. Alex Johnson with the ball now for St. John's. Going to bring it up the floor. St. John's start the quarter off with English, Johnson, Henry, Hinkle, and Lee. Carl English drives to the hoop, and he just gets the old hack and whack put on him, but Carl will go to the line. 87-77, Edge lead. First of a two-game set here with the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans here at Mile 1 Center. Friday night crowd, good crowd here. I'm going to guess probably pushing somewhere in the range of 3,500, if not more. English, perfect from the line in this set. 2 for 2. St. John's with the 12-point lead here early in the fourth. Here's Rogers. Rogers, long pass over for Hurt, and Hurt got a good look at the basket and makes the three ball from the other side. Johnson out for Henry. Henry puts his back. Nice feed in there for Johnson, but Hurt comes across with the rejection, but caught him after Hurt did get the ball, but he caught him with the body after. So Alex Johnson will go to the line. Nice pass there by Jarian Henry. And Johnson will get the chance to shoot too. Titans giving up 2 fouls here right away in the fourth quarter. Certainly not going to want to get in foul trouble here as the Edge doing very, very well from the line. 13 of 17, 14 of 18 from the line here tonight. Make that 15 of 19 from Superman Johnson on the line. Johnson's putting to get one of his better games here at home this year for the Edge. Indeed, 14 points for the point guard. Duncan, shot from three-point land. That one's not going to drop. Rebound grabbed by Henry. English in for Hinkle. Hinkle below the hoop, and he'll take the easy bucket there. Good ball movement there by Carl English. Here's Rogers with a shot. That one's going to draw short. St. John's will pull down the rebound. Lee. I think he wants Johnson to come out and take it. Lee will spin off, come to the other side, puts it out for Hinkle. Hinkle to English. English picks up a screen from Henry on the side. English going to keep it to the outside. English takes a shot from a long distance, and English drops that one. And I'm telling you now, folks, if Carl English heats up here tonight, it's just as well to stick a fork in the Titans, because they are done if English heats up. Because right now, St. John's enjoy a 16-point lead with Carl English having a grand total of 6 points. Folks, that tells you the Edge are playing well. 10:36 left, 96-80, St. John's. The old fan of the game promotion getting the crowd going here at mile 1 tonight. Rogers now for Kitchener-Waterloo, out for Duncan. Duncan trying to find Hall on the inside as Hall's checked back into the game. The big man for Kitchener-Waterloo leading all scorers with 27 points. Kitchener, 8 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll still hold the ball on the inbound. Looking for Rogers to come get it. Rogers under some pressure from Hinkle, out for Ahmad Starks. Starks got not much time, puts it up. That draws short. Carl English is going to be there with the rebound for St. John's. English going to leave it for Johnson. Johnson bringing it up the floor. Johnson out for Desmond Lee. Lee, tonight's leading scorer for the Edge as of now. Lee finds Henry. Henry, sweet feed in for Hinkle. Hinkle kicks it to Lee. Lee draws a little short on that one, though. And St. John's come up empty on that trip down the floor. Starks for Duncan. Duncan kicks it in for Rogers. Rogers, one-on-one, posting up on Henry. Henry reaches around, gets caught for the foul there. And that's going to be Jarian's third of the game. 9:35 left to go. St. John's in control so far, up by 16. "14 seconds on the shot clock as it'll reset here for Kitchener. Morrow Kicks it outside for Hall. Hall outside, not down low. Kitchener had some success with the big fella early on. They elect to leave him outside. Hall takes the rebound there off that English miss. And there's a long shot there. Lee fouls Duncan. Likely a 3-point shooting foul here, but I don't think it's going to go that way for Kitchener-Waterloo. See the coach not too happy. Foul will be on Lee, I believe, but it will not be a shooting foul. Bird getting ready to check back in the game. He'll take Rogers out. Rogers given some quality minutes here for the Titans tonight. Little discussion between the officials. I think they're trying to determine was it a shooting foul or not. And it was not. Des Lee for the hold. Ball's going to be inbounded. Starks waiting to be handed the ball from the official. He'll get things going here for Kitchener-Waterloo. Starks in for Hall. Hall on the inside. Henry gambled, but lost on that occasion. Really wondering why St. John's just don't have an answer for Hall here tonight, but Kitchener-Waterloo have gotten away from going to the big guy. Here's Johnson. Johnson down low for Henry. Henry, good strong move around Hall, and he gets it to drop for the edge. There's a open look there for Starks. Starks right away. This Kitchener-Waterloo team, they will answer back right away. They don't bring the ball down the floor slowly. Here's a good inbound there for English, but English, I believe, might have got caught for a push-off on Starks. Ball will go to Kitchener. Some substitutions in the game. We see Sutherland come back in for Kitchener-Waterloo, and Tyler Hawes will check back in for Desmond Lee of St. John's. And we see the big guy, Ransford Brempong, getting ready to step back in for St. John's. He's going to check in for likely, looks to be Charles Hinkle. Jerry and Henry thought he was coming out, but coach is going to go a little bit big here. And you got to think that's going to be a response to Hall being in the game. Starks driving through the lane, nothing there. He's going to have to kick it outside for Bird. Bemprong posting up on Hall on the outside. Outside for Starks now. Starks, a little bit of separation there. That ball is short, though, and the rebound is grabbed by English. English thinking about carrying it down the floor. Puts it back for Johnson. Johnson almost tripped up, but he does hold on. Henry puts the ball to the floor. Henry, he's fouled on his way into the hoop. And that will be the third team foul for the Titans here in the fourth quarter. Teams all even at fouls, but not even on the scoreboard. St. John's approaching the 100-point plateau in this one, 98-84. St. John's edge. There's Johnson. Johnson kicks it outside for Haas. Haas got a wide open look from out there. And Tyler Haas, I think tonight, folks, he could be hitting them in his sleep. This kid is shooting the lights out here tonight at mile one. Duncan. Guarded by Johnson. We got a mixed match here. Johnson's posted up on Rogers in low. Going to be outside for Duncan. Duncan couldn't get Johnson off his feet. Goes down low for Rogers, and Rogers is called for the travel. Henry was hoping it would be a travel and not a foul on him, and it indeed was the travel. Alex Johnson checks out now for Rashawn Brodus. Alex Johnson putting together a heck of a game here tonight for the Edge. Brodus now. Brodus crossing over. Brodus has got one of the quickest crossovers in this league. Brempong kicks it in for Brodus. Brodus tries to step around Brempong, but Brodus goes up and down there on the travel, trying to use Brempong as a screen. Couldn't quite get it to do so, and that'll be a turnover for the Edge. Here's Starks. Starks kicks it out to the outside for Sutherland. Sutherland, wide open three shot. He'll drain that one. And Kitchener-Waterloo going to have to go on a run real soon here if they want to claw their way in back into this one. Henry up at the top of the key. Henry out for Carl. English could not get a finger on that one. It went off him and out. Ball turned over to KW. Sutherland on the inbounds, going to put it in for Starks. Here's Starks. Starks up the floor. Over for Sutherland trying to kick it outside for Hall. Good defense there by Carl English. Carl English not exactly knocking them down all over the place from the outside, but defensively playing very well for St. John's. Only 4 seconds remain on the shot clock. See what kind of set we'll see Kitchener run here. Here's the set, throw it on inside to the big fella underneath the basket, and Hall will just put it up and under. Timeout called. 6:28 left to go. St. John's 101, Kitchener-Waterloo Titans 89. .628 left to go. St. John's up by a dozen. Edge ball. Ben Prong will put it into the hands of Brodus. Brodus being hassled down the floor there by Duncan. Brodus puts it in for Jerry and Henry. Henry, nice pass there to Brodus, who cut and slash his way through the hoop. And that is the strength there of this St. John's team. Jerry and Henry seems to have a way of finding these point guards flying through. Starks in for Hall. Hall posting up on Ben Prong. Henry in for help. And Henry on the back end gets the foul. Ben Prong did a good job posting up. But the big guy will go to the line again. Derek Hall leading all scorers with 28 points now as he sinks his first one from the foul line. And this game tonight for the Edge been pretty good. If there's one chink, it'll be how to stop Hall tomorrow night. That's something I'm sure Coach Dunlap's going to have a little word with the boys about. Rashawn Brodus with a nice slash to the line, and he goes to the hoop. He'll draw a foul at the end. Welcome back, Rashawn Brodus, making an impact here. Not playing a lot of minutes tonight, but he looks real good for St. John's. Brodus completes the three-point play for the Edge. Brodus gets called for a blocking call there on Duncan, and Brodus and Duncan are really having some battle here tonight. Two of them, they're pretty much shoulder to shoulder, even when they don't have the ball together. Right away we see Brodus going back to Duncan. Duncan, ball up over the half court. Almost steps out of bounds. Good feet there by Duncan. Outside for Rogers. Back for Duncan. Duncan trying to find some daylight coming down in the hoop. Duncan kicks it outside for Sparks. Starks, nice little underlay into the paint, and he comes up and under for the basket. Good ball movement and feet movement there by Starks. Great athlete. Ball's kicked in for Ransford Benpron. Leaves one for English. English can't get that one to fall. Coming away with it is Starks. Starks runs into English. No contact there. No foul call, actually. Incidental contact. But Starks will happily take the separation. He will drop the three-point play. Back to 10. Come the Titans. Brodus for English. English into Brodus. Brodus with an acrobatic shot there going up and over. He'll get another trip to the line as he was pushed from behind. Rashawn Brodus. Nothing like getting points from the charity stripe if you're a fan of the Edge. Jarian Henry checking out, as well as Tyler Hawes. And Charles Hinkle and Desmond Lee will come back into the ballgame. Pace of this fourth quarter slowing down quite a bit in the game, and I got to think that's probably due to the guys like Duncan just being tired. He's been going. I see Duncan on the bench tonight, and that's been pretty rare. Brodus makes from the line for St. John's, opens back up the 12-point lead. Starks, he brings the ball down the floor, outside for Hall. Hall in for Sutherland, kicks it out for Hall. Hall to Starks. Starks with a long three-point attempt. That's going to come up short. Kicks it out for Hurt. Hurt's shot comes up short. Ball fortunately bounced to him again, though. But Hurt takes the ball out of bounds. Complained about the floor there. Thinks he might have slipped or something. And they're going to call out the sweepers to have a look at that. Not sure if he slipped. I think he just made a mistake. 4:25. St. John's 108. Kitchener-Waterloo 96. Here's Brodus now. Brodus is going to bring it down the floor. Brodus has been the real floor general, along with Alex Johnson tonight, for this St. John's Edge squad. English looking to penetrate. He's going to have to kick it outside for Hinkle. Hinkle. He shakes off a pass. That one's going to fall short, though, on his shot. Outside for Hurt. Hurt. Feet were touching the line. That is only a 2-point basket. But that's going to draw the Titans back to 10. Titans looking to just get it to probably around 6 in this next minute or two if they can get a couple of stops. But the Edge keeps scoring. English coming around the outside. Gets some separation from Hall. And English nonchalantly drops one from about 20 feet. Players like English, they just, as much as they might be cold, they may not be getting the shots to drop. When the time has to be, they're going to be there, and he showed that the other night. Here comes English. English got a wide open 3 attempt there. Can't get that one to fall, though. Picked up by Justin Hurt now. Hurt, he's going to bring it to the hoop, and we're going to have a foul call there on, I believe it was Lee. It looked like the Edge were just letting Hurt going to bring it to the basket, but not so fast, says the official. Hurt will go to the line to complete the M1. 3:09 left to go. Coach Dunlap's going to go for a little bit more speed now. Alex Johnson going to check back into the game. And Des Lee picking up his 5th foul of the game, so that's going to bring Tyler Hawes back in. Chance to bring the lead to 7 here for Kitchener. And if they can get it down to 6 points around 3 minutes, we've got a ball game, folks. Hurt steps up the line, and he indeed does that. We're going to have a timeout call. Timeout to the Edge. 3:09 left to go. Edge 110, Titans 103. St. John's now with the ball. Here's Haas. Haas gets a look, and Haas keeps the hot hand going for the edge. Tyler Haas. Gotta check the stats on this young man. He is 7 for 9 from the floor. Shooting the lights out here at mile 1. Hinkle's gonna take the foul there over the top as he hits Rogers. Rogers in the paint. And that will send Rogers to the line for 2. Jarian Henry's back up to his feet. He's gonna check back in. And he will take Hinkle out of the game. Only Hinkle's first foul, though. Coach looking for maybe some more rebounding as Henry. Quite good. Rogers puts an ugly shot up there from the foul line. He's going to want to regroup and try that again. And that'll bring the fans up on him even more on number 2 for sure. Rogers draws short on the second one. So, empty bucket from the line for Kitchener-Waterloo. Haas to the outside. Haas with Hall in his face. Tyler Haas steps outside and hits one from a different area code there. Tyler Haas, a go-to guy here tonight for the edge. Hall in for Rogers. Rogers guarded by Henry. Rogers puts it to the outside, trying to get some contact there, but nothing going to happen on that one. Henry out of bounds, though, puts it back into Rogers, and we got a blocking foul call on Ransford Bemprong, and that's going to put Rogers to the line. Good effort by Henry to go out of bounds, just put it right into the hands of Rogers. So it's that the old expression, right church, wrong pew. 2:04 left to go. 11-point ball game here for the Edge. Coach Dunlap gonna chat it over with his young forward, Jarian Henry. As we see Rogers gonna step up to the line, and he makes up for the debacle of the last foul shooting situation. He drains the first one. Ten-point game. This will bring it to single digits, and Rogers does indeed do so. St. John's. Got to think they're going to be thinking about some clock management now without the easy score, or at least just give the ball to Tyler Haas. Get a foul called away from the ball. Rogers a little too aggressive on Henry. And that's going to put the Titans close to the bonus here tonight. That would be the 16th foul. So next foul for either team. And both teams are going to the line. Under the basket. Henry wide open. Kicks it up for Benprong. Jarian got to shoot that one, big fella. Ball kicked down. Rogers caught Henry flat-footed. Rogers goes to the rack. And Benprong with a rejection there. Referee calling the foul, though. That's going to put Rogers to the line again. See assistant coach Doug Plum not too happy about that one, but he caught him in the air. And Kevin Rogers going to the line for his third trip in about 40 seconds for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Rogers sinks the first one. Sorry, that's Hurt. Hurt is at the line. Rogers is out having a little word with Carl English, too, with smiles on their face. Hurt manages to drain the second one. Benprong is going to move it in for Johnson now. Johnson will bring it up the floor. He's guarded by Starks. Johnson takes his time out for Benprong. Benprong isolated up top, moves it to Johnson. Johnson thought momentarily about driving to the hoop. Gives it for English. English steps back, can't get it. Benprong with a great rebound there. Got a touch on it. Couldn't get the foul to fall, but Ransford Benprong does a great job on the rebound. That's a big one, too. Lead was cut to 7 points. Now St. John's will go to the line with 1:24 left to go. Benprong can't get the first one to fall. He's going to look for number 2. Benprong drops the second. Opens up the 8-point lead once again for the Edge. Starks with a little sense of urgency here now for the Titans. Starks, open look from the outside. Couldn't get it to drop though. Rebound though by Hall. Hall kicks it out for Hurt. Hurt, wide open, uncontested for the 3 ball. Puts it to within 5 points. Kitchener-Waterloo will not go away here. Going to be a good finish at mile 1. Johnson to Benprong. Benprong looking to put it outside for Carl English. English steps around Henry. In low for Benprong. Benprong rejected from the outside. No foul on that one. That's just a good block by Rogers. St. John's will maintain the ball. 9 seconds remain on the shot clock. Pretty big possession here for the Edge. Out for English. English, he's going to get an open look from 3-point line. Can't get it to foul though. English upended on the shot. Easy put back here for Hall. Hall goes to the basket, tries to draw the foul. He does, but he can't get it to drop. 45 seconds left to go. Chance for Derek Hall to bring this to within 3. Jarian Henry picks up number 5, but Hall can't convert from the foul line. That's a big miss there for the Edge. That makes it a 2-possession game at the very worst. Hall sinks the second one. Tyler Haw is going to check back in for Des Lee, and no doubt coach looking for some offense there with Tyler Haas. Henry in for Johnson. Johnson almost lost that one out of his hands. He managed to grab hold of. Alex Johnson gets the ball up over half court. Johnson spin the way down for Henry. Henry in for Benprong. Benprong under the basket. He goes up, draws the contact, and Rancer Benprong going to go to the line with 31 seconds left. And you got to think a couple of free throws here could put this one away. Good ball game here tonight at Mile 1. Good treat for the fans in attendance. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast at home. We're back here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Newfoundland time. If you're in the St. John's area, get down to Mile 1. Brempong at the line. He'll get the hometown bounce on his first shot. And this one to make it a 6-point lead. This one to make it a 2-possession game, actually a 3-possession game if you can get this one. I believe it is 116-111. That one will bring it up there as Benprong makes both shots. Timeout. Titans 117-111. St. John's Edge. We'll see what Coach Langis has got up his sleeve here for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. 31.9 seconds remain. Both teams in the bonus here. 117-111 St. John's. St. John's with a lineup of Johnson, Benprong, Henry, Haas, and Desmond Lee on the floor for the Edge. Waterloo going to answer with the big man, Hall. Starks, Sutherland, Rogers, and Duncan. Sorry, Hurt. Inbound's going to find the hands of Hurt. He's going to catch and shoot right away. That's a long shot there. Rebound, good block there by Bemprong. Jerry and Henry causing a lot of chaos down low too. That's a big block by Ransford Bemprong. And that ought to do it, folks. That's going to be a foul, and they'll send Alex Johnson to the line. Edge with one foul shot here. Make this a 3-possession game with 19 seconds remaining. Hometown faithful treated to a good one here tonight. St. John's look like they're going to take this and go to 6-1 on the home court here at Mile 1. That's the one they wanted. Alex Johnson puts that one down to put the Edge up by 7. Johnson 2 for 2 from the line. Hurt will come in. He'll come in uncontested. St. John's not wanting to give up a foul there. Put the ball into Johnson's hand again. Desmond Lee going to be fouled by Hall this time. 9 seconds remain. St. John's wanting to get into Johnson's hand. It was stripped from him right away. Lee grabs it and they foul Lee right away. Desmond Lee having a good night from the free throw line as well, though, as he's 5 for 6. I tell you what, folks, before this game started, if we were to tell you that Charles Hinkle would be 3 for 12 from the field and Carl English 5 for 16 and St. John's could still win the game by 8 points, I don't think you would have believed me. Great team effort here tonight. And English and Hinkle doing things well away from the offense. That's going to do it as the clock runs down. Desmond Lee, Tyler Hawes leading the way offensively tonight. The St. John's Edge, 120. Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, 113. We'll be back tomorrow night to do it again. Here from Mile 1 Center, I'm Steve Power. Good night.